Johnson, and I'd like to give a demonstration of a Arduino kit project that I think would be interesting and shows a variety of different things that you can do. So what we're going to have here is we'll be using a photoresistor with also an LED and serial analog monitor. And my goal is to not only talk about it, but try and show you the actual results as we go. So if you go to the CD from the Arduino kit, you will see this information here, just to give you an idea where that's located. If you were to download the information from the website or get it from the CD, it's under the English user manual and photoresistor. And so this PDF document is what I have here, and the code for doing that is a little bit further down in that folder. And what I will show you is a slightly modified version of that to include one other feature that I think that will appreciate. So just to give you a little bit of a review of what is in the Arduino kit, if you look here, I have another overview video that talks about this, but this is all the various components that are in the kit. We're going to be using some resistors. We're going to be using this photo diode here, and then we'll be using this plug-in board, and of course the Arduino Uno. And so we're going to be plugging things in both sides of the Arduino Uno, and you'll see how that works. We have this plug-in board for wiring, and that is another thing that you will see. The PDF that's on the CD gives you a lot of orientation information for this device and a way that you can be using it with the Arduino. This is a blow-up of what this photoresistor looks like, and it's basically light sensitive, and the amount of resistance in the device changes based on how much resistance is there. This is the basic circuit that we'll be using. We have this photosensor, a regular 10 kilo ohm resistor, and so it is put in to ground on one side of the resistor. We tie all three of these things here, and this is going to be the analog point where we'll have a serial port that will be monitoring, and also have an LED that will also give us an idea how bright the LED will be, indicative of how much light is being shined onto that device. This is the schematic, and so you have a block diagram of the Arduino, and this shows you the specific places where we plug it in. So here is the photo resistor, and this is where it's tied into A0, and that's the point that we'll be sampling. The one 10 kilo ohm resistor that you saw, and then we have this other circuit. It's just an LED. It's another way for us to be viewing how this operates. This is kind of useful, especially if you are not that familiar with using this solderless wiring board. And this is what I have assembled exactly as it's laid out here, and I will show that to you in a minute. With that, let me go over and start to show you some of the stuff that I hope that you will find interesting with this project. It's a little bit hard for me to show you all of this, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to be tilting down the screen, and so you'll be able to see the actual board that we are using here up close. What you're seeing up here is the analog output with the serial port monitor. And this is what I've coded up in here. I added a few lines of code so we can actually do this serial monitor. And so there's a line up here where we define that. I'll come back to this later to be showing what we have down here. I have to be tilting my display, so it's a little bit harder for me to see. So I have a flashlight, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shine light on here. You're going to see how it changes. This is actually a flashlight that has a red LED and then multiple white LEDs. And so I'm going to start with the red LED. So you can see that when I do this, you can see the change both in the LED, which is probably a little bit harder for you to see, as well as the monitor. I'm going to use the white light too, and you'll see get an idea of what the signature is like. So you can see that the LED currently is fairly bright. With my webcam, you're seeing that it's kind of very strong. But if I start to just stick my hand over, you can see how it's varying amplitude. And you can also see how it on the serial monitor it is also changing. So what we're trying to show here is an example of how we're creating a sensor, and we've actually have just a rough sense of how it is working with the LED. But something that we're also able to do that is fairly straightforward to do is to get the serial monitor, which can give us a temporal look at how things are changing over time. This is a project that I think would be accessible to everybody, and I will make sure that we have all of the information available for you to successfully do this during our project on that end. And so hopefully you found that enjoyable. This is just one example of the many things that you can do with an Arduino kit. Take care now.